All right, we're working on it. We're working on it in real time. Hopefully we can rectify this. All right, in real time. Hold up. I turned it off before you said that. Turn it back. Working on it. Trying to reconnect. Hold on a second. Working on the audio. So clearly we're using DJI. Not the biggest fan. Not the biggest fan. Connected. All right. The wife just told me we're back online. We are reconnected. I'm sorry for the audio issues. I'm, you know, clearly I'm having audio issues with China-made mics. So I'm working on. If anybody has a recommendation, let me know. I'm working on an American-made microphone setup, so I don't have to use this DJI setup. I don't want to have to use DJI setup, but I spent so much money on DJI microphones, and I have 3 of them, and then DJI uh, jacks that fit into these Bluetooth setups, and then the whole. I got a whole setup. Gimbals and all DJI, and I shouldn't. I'm focused on American-made stuff now. So if it has recommendation on what they use and DJI setups, please, I'm open to it. All right, so we splitting, and yeah, I haven't been hearing great stuff. I've been hearing all bad stuff about, as far as like the audio setups and just Chinese-made products and them listening in and being able to just record everything and tracking data. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm taking my stance. I don't like it. I don't want DJI products. I don't want China-made products. I want American-made products. And if anybody has recommendations, I'm willing to look into it. Oh, work. Come on. That's what we came to do, right? Work. And I've been out here already putting in that work, all right, for hours. I don't record most of what I do. A lot of times I'm out here with the wife, and we're out here brainstorming, contemplating, just figuring out how we're going to fix the landscape. I'm out here planting plants, harvesting vegetables, and most of what I do, I don't film. And maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe that's my fault. I think the people, y'all let me know. Would y'all like to see more of like the conversational stuff, the planning, just the scheming on the layout of how we're going to plant our trees, our aesthetic trees, fruit trees, where we want fruit trees in relation to the aesthetic trees. And this has been years of build out of my wife and I building out this property. We bought this property in 2019, and since then we done put in, man, at least 50 trees. At least 50 trees we done put in this property since then. And honestly, it doesn't increase the property value. A lot of people don't value some of the stuff that we put in because it's fruit trees. It's not aesthetic stuff. A lot of people just like grass, man. Just open land and grass. And I've gotten away from open land and grass. And I've taken away a lot of grass on this property. Maybe close to 80 to 90% of the grass that was on this property, just all open land and grass. I got rid of all the grass, and we're growing fruit trees and vegetables. And a lot of people in buyers markets, home buyers, they don't want to see that. Even though it's beneficial and it's what makes the most sense, it's what's self-sustainable. If you got fruit trees that are providing you food and fruit and so on and so forth, and stuff that just comes back every year, the herbs, the thyme, the sage, and all that type of stuff that just comes back every year and just gives back in abundance. Home buyers don't like that. They don't want that. So that's a weird thing. At least in America, home buyers don't like that. They just want to see land. Not barren, barren in the sense, to me, if I see just only grass growing, that's barren. That's barren. I know this land was riddled with pesticides and grass seed. All right, it's not optimal land for growing food, fruit trees, compost. All right, I've been conditioning ever since we moved here. I've been conditioning this land for growing food. All right, and like I said, we still have a little bit of grass here and there. Some areas that I haven't been able to get to yet. Some areas that I drive over a lot. Some areas that there's a lot of foot traffic. I let the kids play that we don't have fruit trees and such, but yeah, no, that's not the goal. The goal is to have so much food, so much fruit trees, so much food in abundance that we got to give it away or sell it. All right. You go from a homestead to a farm. You start selling your food and selling it to pay the bills. You go from homestead to farm. Right now, we're more of like a homestead. You know, if anybody is caring or want to delineate the difference in how, you know, certain people operate, on whether they're called a farm, a homestead, a food forest, a garden. All right, because, you know, there's overlap for sure, but I definitely think that there's difference in mindset, goals, what you're actually accomplishing, you know, requirements, legal requirements, you know, all that good stuff. And, you know, are you meeting these requirements? All right, so if you're not meeting certain requirements, you got to check that. All right, let's see what we're talking about in the comments. In North California, okay. Left Coast, Speckling Richie, okay, you in California. Just found that out, man. Been talking to you for all this time, didn't know where you were actually located. That's above my pay grade, backyard lumberjack. Okay, thank you for your videos. You do a very nice job, appreciate you. So look, check this out. For anybody that's not familiar, don't know if you care or not, trees. All right, so these right here, these are crepe myrtles. These are white flower crepe myrtles. I'm not gonna get into the variety. They're Natchez, but you know, y'all not really here for that. So buying trees, so 2 crepe myrtles. These are Eastern red bud, some green giants, some skip laurels, and so on and so forth. Just redoing the landscape. All right, so just bought this tree today right here. This one is a southern magnolia. Just so y'all get an idea. All right, so we got some maple, some red maple right here, Japanese maple, and just to get an idea, we're just trying to redo some landscaping and just trying to show you, you know, just giving you an idea on some of the stuff that we're doing outside of out here cutting wood, because I'm out here cutting wood all the time, busting this stuff up. Just redid this right here. Just redid this landscape over here. Just redid laurels. All right, so there's some new skips on the side of the property right here, skip laurels. All right, those are gonna grow nice and tall and bushy as like a border plant, a border crop, a border shrub. But back to splitting wood, because that's what we came here for, right? That's what I'm out here for. Got to get back to it. All right, I'm out here getting busy, putting in that work. All right. But just wanted to show y'all, excuse me. All right, so a lot of time I'm out here splitting. A lot of time I'm out here growing. A lot of the time I'm out here, you know, putting a lot of like tomatoes, tomatoes, peppers, squash, blah, 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 whatever vegetable, you name it, cabbage, and just trying to become self-sustainable. All right, a lot of that stuff gets done, and on this channel right here, people are not really interested. All right, y'all didn't come here to watch me. Now I can, you know, if people start to become interested, make this more into like a lifestyle channel, and y'all see more of that, but I think y'all come to watch me bust up this wood. You know, Makata, bust up this wood and hit it with the chainsaw. And this is one area, one niche area of being able to take care of the family. So I don't want to I don't want to take away from people that came and like, all right, I want to know how to procure the wood. I want to know how to bust up the wood. Is it reasonable to come out here and hit this wood and do it myself? Is this practical? For me, it is. All right, I'm not that old. All right, I'm essentially 42 years old. I'm 42, and I'm not lazy. I'm out here and I'm willing to put in that work. Up. Okay, I thought I was gonna have to go Thor's hammer on him, but it's split. It's split. So, are you capable? That's the question. Doesn't matter the age, but are you capable? You know, you can be half my age. You can be 22 and disabled, or 22 and lazy, and you play video games all your life, and your mobility is just in the basement, trash, bottom of the barrel, and you are not a capable human being. I've seen it. All right, it's not far-fetched. I actually had to work with these type of individuals when I was a personal trainer for years. I see kids, essentially I call them kids, man. They're in their 20s and they come in here, come in the gym, belly out to here, their head down here, neck hunched like this. I need help. I'm like, God. In my head, I'm like, damn, boy, you are messed up. You are, man, it's going to take a miracle to bring you back. But they've been allowed to sit in their rooms, their bedrooms or whatever, and play video games their whole life. Without anybody telling them, you got to go outside and get active. Son, this is not a life to live. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not trying to be, you know, critiquing on people's parenting, but man, that kid needed help. And he needed more than I can give him. All right? I helped him out a lot, but somebody, man, one kid, his parents were selling him dreams of becoming a football legend when he didn't even have the posture of a normal citizen to stand up like this and walk around in life. Man, we're doing our kids a disservice. Get them off the devices. Get them outside. Get them active. Working. I'm not saying everybody has to be putting in all this physical labor like you know, this is what you have to do. Because everything isn't for everybody. This is my choice. All right, let's go stack some more of these pieces. Let's get to the comments so we can talk about this. Let's not raise drones as children, robots, incapable human beings. All right, because I've seen it in person. Kids 17, 16 that are just completely useless, incapable. They could never enter the military and be useful in any capacity. All right, let's see. We're talking about one day I'll be a famous superstar. Okay, whatever you say, you gotta get to it. Let's keep putting in that work. Let's work. So we got an offcut right here. This is a tall piece, bigger than this is bigger than what I'm used to splitting, and it's offcut. So let's see how we're gonna approach it. We're gonna approach it from this angle and see if we still split it. Let's get to it. We're gonna go right down the middle though. right down the middle and see what we get. Because I want to be able to lay this down in half. That's not a full split. We cracked in maybe about 80 to 90%. But we got, again, get after it again. Come on, let's work. One more time. Huh? Nailed it. That's a 2-piece. What was the tall one? All right. We gotta keep getting after this piece right here. Let's go. Chipped them. That's what I like to see. Chipped them. Chipped them again. All right. Keep working. Let's keep working. Let's turn it the other way. Let's work. Work. Chipped them. That's what I like. Just keep chipping away at it. Keep chipping away. I like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Are these acceptable pieces? All right. I think both of these I want to hit one more time. We're going to lay them down, though. They're tall pieces. Now, it's important for me, after a certain point, when I procure my wood-burning stove that I'm going to be using indoors, I have to keep it capped at a certain length because it's not going to be able to fit in my wood-burning stove. But for now, certain pieces, you know, I'll let certain pieces get away because I don't have a certain length that I need it at right now. So certain pieces I'll bust it down, and then when I need to use it, I'll bring out the reciprocating saw and just eat through it real fast because the wood is dried and cured. It'll just eat right through it and just chop off the excess. So that's the mindset behind what right now. If a piece is not cut down to the size, you know, the 12 inches or 16 inches that I need it to, I'll bust it down later with the reciprocating saw when I need it, because the reciprocating saw, that's the saving grace, man. You know, I'm just figuring that out. For me, that's the saving grace right there. That thing is a lifesaver. I've been using that more and more with like all the scrap wood that I've been finding around the property. Some black locust trees I've been cutting down. I cut a bunch down last year, and I went and tallied them up this year. All the stuff that I cut down from last year, and it's been just sitting there drying, just curing, drying, and getting seasoned in the sun. And I've been going out there pulling it towards the property, and I'll show y'all if anybody's interested. Got a ton of trees, that bunch of little sticks and limbs still sticking off of it, but a ton of trees that are dry, cured, seasoned, and ready to be chopped up. But it's like, what tool am I going to use for tree limbs that are like this and have a bunch of offshoots, a bunch of little small limbs? And I'm not about to chop it up into mulch, so I'm going to still use it as firewood. But what is my approach? So I've been using the reciprocating saw as the approach for chopping up the small firewood that's a little bit less significant. It's not going to heat the home all night off of a couple pieces, but oh, slight miss. Let's get it. A little spark in there too. All right, count that, but we're gonna hit this one again. I'm gonna show y'all all that firewood that I've been gathering. Again, one more time. Let's turn this around this way one more time. Nope, one more time. Gotta hit this again. Will that do it? No. I'm gonna have to hit that piece again. We're gonna bring it down, break it off, but we're gonna have to hit this piece again. One more time, again. That's the split right there. Not a full one. Gotta finish the job. Come on. Okay. Now it's decent right here. All right. So now let's go take a look at some of the wood that I was talking about that I've been chopping it up, and I'll show y'all what I've been doing with it. All right. Let's see what we're talking about. What's your opinion on Brazilian Volt Husqvarna chainsaw? I don't know about Brazilian Volt. I got a Husqvarna chainsaw. As you see, that's the finished product. We are processing wood here. All right, but I'm going to show y'all some of the trees that I chopped down. All right, not this right here. I got to get through this right here. I got to keep working, hitting this with the chainsaw. I'm coming out tomorrow morning to hit it with the chainsaw. If y'all interested, tap in. I'll be on live tomorrow, hitting it with the chainsaw. We growing food in there. That's one of our food forests. We growing food in there, plenty of food. But check this out right here. This is what I want y'all to see. So this right here, all right, and I got a backyard food forest back there where you see all the sunflowers and stuff. All right, ton of tomatoes, ton of peppers, so much food that I have to can it. So much food, so much tomatoes, so many peppers. Y'all see all the steaks and stuff back there, over 120 tomatoes and peppers. But the point right here, I gotta chop this up. All right, so I've been busting this up into firewood right here. Been busting this up, hitting it with the reciprocating saw because this is all dry seasoned wood. And then I got another piece right here. So it's like, what is the best way to get rid of all these small limbs? So I gotta chop them up, process them, get through it, and do what I gotta do. All right, got to go. Volunteer my time. Loyalty out, deuces. Appreciate you, Speckle and Richie, man. All right, so look, so I'll show you what I've been doing with it. All right, I'll show y'all real fast. All right, so we're gonna come over here and I'll show you how I've been processing it. Okay, so I've been processing this stuff and busting it up like this. All right, I've been putting it in crates like this right here. You see crates of firewood right here, crates of firewood right here, and I got more. All right, so we go more firewood under there, and then more firewood under there. So I've been stacking them in crates of firewood for stuff that's already dry, ready to use. I don't usually keep it in my shed, but for the simple fact that when I need it, because when it rains and I'm cooking outside, I want to be able to have something that's dry. So I keep a little bit of stuff that's dry for when I'm willing to cook outside and I'm ready to get to it. But all this stuff right here, this stuff was on the side of the property. All right, so y'all see over there, along this whole side of the property, along that whole side, it was full of trees. It's all cleared out now. The big tree's not on our side, but it was all full of trees. And I'm gonna cut these weeds down. It's just pesky weeds. I come through, chop them down, no big problem. But turn pretty into a growing space. As you can see back there, you see all the sunflowers and stuff, some corn, but we got all tons of tomatoes, peppers, blah 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 blah. But chopping this firewood up, that's the goal. We got to chop this up. This is all free energy. All right, this right here, free energy. Okay, and that's the goal. All right, so maybe I'm gonna come out here and make this a whole nother session to where, like, I'll bring out the reciprocating saw. I got a few batteries out here, and I'll come out here and y'all see how I bust this up and have just chunks and chunks and chunks of free firewood, of scrap trees and scrap wood that I cut down that I didn't need, and another person might have just paid somebody to get rid of it, paid somebody to chop it up. I didn't do that. We're gonna repurpose it and we're gonna use it as firewood to cook with, firewood to heat the home. Okay, right next to that, got my pull-up bar. As y'all know, finished my pull-up bar. Anybody that watched that video, fresh pull-up bar, set it in concrete, brand new. I can take off the little support beams right there that I put there, but this pull-up bar is ready to go. Solid, super solid. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's pretty much the goal, man. Like I said, self-sustainable. All right, growing food, growing veggies. All right, so this is another enclosure that we have where we're growing food, growing stuff that we actually eat. Let's see if I can show y'all a little something. Y'all see pepper right there. So y'all can see some ripe peppers right there. Ripe peppers. Okay? Just so y'all can know that we're not BSing around. We're actually growing food that we actually eat. You see peppers right there too. Okay? What else? But it's hard to tell. We got grapes in there too. You see grapes growing, peppers growing. We got all types of stuff growing. Figs, pears. Let's see if we can get some pears in this picture right here. We got a couple pears right there on our pear tree. We got a few. So chipmunks ate all our apples this year. All right. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about these chipmunks. I might have to put netting on the trees, but I'm coming out here tomorrow morning. We're gonna bring out the chainsaw. We're gonna bust this up right here. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to get to. I'm definitely not gonna get to all of it. We're gonna come out here with the chainsaw tomorrow morning, sometime after 9 a.m. because there's a noise ordinance. But we're gonna come out here with the chainsaw and we gotta get to it. All right, we got a lot of wood we gotta get to. We gotta start processing. All right, because we need more of this right here. Y'all see this? This is processed cords of wood right here. We need more of this. And this I got on pallets so I can put it on a pallet, machine deliverable, and I'm building a business right here. You can see, building a business. This is proof of concept. I already sold wood already, and this is deliverable, full cord of wood, deliverable on a pallet, put on the truck with the machine, deliver it, and you can keep it stacked and keep all the materials. All right, this is a pallet, welded wire fencing, got it all stacked, and yeah, proof of concept. Like I said, deliverable. All right. Until then, we're gonna keep chopping. We're gonna keep working. Backyard Lumberjack, putting in that work, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm out.